Okay, good afternoon all of you. So let's talk about, we can discuss about the media access control, the second unit. You may ask, there are 7 layers, in which layer the media access control will come, right? Of course, certainly it's the second layer, it's data link layer, it comes under the data link layer. So, in this unit, you are going to study what are the various protocols we are going to use to transport the data from bottom to top right with the help of data link, right? So this is what the part 1. Normally you have 3 parts in the second unit. First part, data link control protocols. Next slide. So it is called normally it is called link layer. Why it is called link layer? Because this is only provide the links to the top layer and transport the data to the top to bottom, except the physical link layer, right? So this is why it is called link layer. It's a link layer, and mainly there are 2 important functions highly responsible for data link control as well as media access control. Data link control as well as media access control. So what is data link control? It is responsible for reliable transmission of data over the transmission media with some techniques. Data link techniques. That is what you are all familiar with framing, error control, and flow control. Right? We can discuss in the next slide what is framing, control, error control, and flow control. The second one is multiple access control. As you all are aware that you don't have a single device not transmit or receiving data at a time. Even though you have a dedicated line, there are many devices connected in the link, so that simultaneously all the devices can transmit the data, right? So that we need a multiple access control. The multiple access control, what the multiple access control will do is, it will control over the common channel how to transmit the data, when to transmit the data. So everything will be decided by this multiple access control, right? So in which there are many techniques is there. We can discuss one by one in next slide, right? Go to the next slide. Sorry. Go to the previous one. Collisions and avoid crosstalk. So the main collision you can discuss collisions and avoid crosstalk. What do you mean by collisions? What do you mean by collisions? Collision means it's a hitting, right? Right. Okay. So you made that you may think that there are many devices connected, right? So that means if I wish to transmit, same time you can also wish to transmit. So probably some collision will be happen because you have a dedicated line. All have rights to transmit the data. Not only me. Even if I ask a question, deliberately you can answer it. If you are missing, if you are wish to reply, you can miss it. For example, X, Y, Z, whatever. Even not only Sarasanga, not only X or Y, right? So obviously the collision will be happen. How to avoid it with the help of multiple access control, especially in data link layer. And cross-talk, what do you mean by cross-talk? Sometimes your data, you have a channel have a bandwidth. So in the particular bandwidth, the devices are use the bandwidth to transmit the data. Sometimes others also can occupy it. So your information can be mingled with the other signals so that cross-talk will be done. So you can avoid by using the multiple access control. So it is responsible by the second layer, right? Next. What are the main duties of link layer? What are the main duties of link layer? Is some of the duties are listed are packetizing, addressing, error control, flow control, medium access, that is media access control. What do you mean by packetizing? You may ask, sir, data layer only dealing with a single unit of data, right? Packet means is a group of data. How the second layer can handle the packetization? That means you have a single manageable unit is called as frame. So similarly, the frame, the group of frame, for example, frame 1, 2, 3 bits is added with one pack. This is not packet because in the data layer they can deal with a single bits. But however, in the top layer, it cannot like that. They want to deal with it as a package. As a packets. So that the group of bits as called as manageable bits are grouped together, that is called as a package. Not only the grouping of the data, also adding some headers, trailers. Then only it is called as a package. Right? The first concept packaging, that is grouping the bits. Second one is addressing. Addressing means you are adding something along with the data. So data alone is called as payload in the computer networks. Don't tell us when you travel on the transmission media, it's not called as a data. It's called as a payload. P-A-Y-L-O-L-O-A-D. Payload. Payload alone you cannot transmit. Along with payload, you are adding some headers. Headers mean some source address, who to transmit the data. Back to the packet wants to be delivered. So all the information will be stored in the header. Even sometimes intermediate nodes. Intermediate nodes, who is the intermediator to transmit the data? Suppose I am supposed to transmit the data to the server sender. I cannot give. I can pass on to some intermediary. Then intermediate can transmit to other intermediary, so that the information can be transmitted to the server sender. Right? So even the intermediate information also stored in the headers. So what's the use of trailers? Trailers means it is what includes all the last three. Error control, flow control, access control. So normally when you transmit the data, it can transmit in the form of the digital binary data. Like the combination of 0 and 1, 0 and 1, 0 and 1. Right? When you transmit data, even any length of information, any individual message can be converted as a binary. That is only combination of 10, 10, 10. It's getting confused now. Right? So in that case, you are adding some additional checksum value. It is also a binary along with your payload. For example, you are sending 0, 1, 1, 0. That is your actual data. Along with the actual data, you are adding some 3 bits or 4 bits checksum value. What is the use? To check the error during the transmission of data to the other end. Got it? So, the checksum can be used in both transmitter as well as the receiver. While the center ready to transmit the data, they can check the data, right? If it is correct, then only can transmit the data. Then over the transmission media, they can transmit, and at the receiving side, similarly, some checksum will be used by the receiver to check the transmitted data is correct or not, based on the some error control method. You heard about the CRC. You already studied CRC in the digital systems. CRC means cyclic redundancy code. Right? Every time the code can be generated, differently generated. That is different story. We can discuss in the or otherwise you are, I think you are all familiar with this different coding method, encoding method, right? Hoffman coding, right? You studied, you know. Okay. So this is what error control. The flow control means what? The flow control means, what is flow control? How the flow of transmission is matched, synced. Suppose I am taking class. Firstly, I am taking class, but you bring listening because I am taking class very fastly. That means if I understand that the student not able to understand, I can reduce my speed of taking class, so that now you can match. I can take your understanding. This is what flow control. Similarly, in the transmission, the transmitter, they keep on transmitting data, right? So the flow along with flow control can match with the receiver, so that receiver can receive the data. It will be matched with the transmitter and receiver. This is what flow control. And another one is media access. As I told you, only one media. Media now is air or in wireless cases, whatever. The media, how the media can be controlled, how the media can be utilized, used by the other device to efficiently transmit the data to the other end. This time I can use, right? You can also use to transmit data. At the same time you can receive it. Sometimes as a person, I can transmit as well as receive the data. So that how the effectively the media will be used, it will be controlled by this data link layer, simply called as link layer. Why it is called link layer? As I told you just now. Why it is called link layer? Because except the physical layer only dealing about electrical and mechanical specifications, right? But afterwards, the electrical specification signals can be converted as a binary signals. So from the second layer to top layer, before application layer, all the data can be only dealing with the binary form. Only in the binary. That means they want to get the link of the data transport from second layer to sixth layer, up to sixth layer. After sixth layer only again it will be converted as a electrical signals. Right? So that in between this dealing with the next one link layer. So you may ask, next layer is the network layer. Network layer is only duty to transfer the data. But link is given by only the data link layer. Right? This is what the important duties of link layer. Enough.